Hello, today is Monday, September 14th. Where's the year gone?
Right?
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, actually, I know where it's gone. It's gone to the flu. But we're here, Marcus and I are here.
How are you doing today, Dennis?
I'm doing well, thank you.
This is the Naples Money Managers, news you can use. It's good to see everyone. And what do you have for us today, sir?
Well, I thought I'd talk about the market as usual. That's my livelihood. That's my subject. That's my topic.
What we do.
That's what we do. That's right. The market last week was down 1.6%. The Dow was. Standard & Poor's was down a little more than that. But one of the things that I'm sure everybody's been watching and wondering over has been the decline in the tech stocks.
Oh, absolutely.
Almost every tech stock you look at is down 15% or so. Some of them down maybe 20%. So there's been a lot taken off the top of these big tech giants. In fact, there was something in the Wall Street Journal saying $1 trillion in market value has been lost on these big tech stocks.
That is just an astronomical amount of
And
wealth.
that just started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
This decline. Somebody flipped the switch. Well, I think the switch is being turned back on today.
Judging by the NASDAQ, absolutely.
And so far that's been kind of the history over the last couple of years. Whenever there's been a sell-off, and the predictors have said that we're taking money out of the techs and putting it in the good old value stocks. Well, that's lasted about 2 weeks. So we've got our 2 weeks put in. And now the tech stocks will be free to go up.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It almost feels like clockwork this year that every time we see a pullback, we always think, okay, value's starting to show a little bit of strength, and then 2 weeks later, the correction is canceled.
Yep, cancel the correction, buy the dips is
Yep.
what they say. A couple of stocks noteworthy. Nvidia looks like they're buying a company from SoftBank. ARM is the name of the company that nobody's ever heard of, but apparently this is a really big deal in the tech world. ARM does some of the infrastructure type processors, microprocessors, which is big. And you know, some people are blaming the sell-off in the techs on the lack of equipment that's out there to process all that's going on. You know, it's predicted that online sales, just regular online retail sales, which runs about 15% of the total sales in the United States, is going to be probably hit 40% before long. Well, can you imagine the impact just in trying to get your Amazon order in? There may be severe delays unless there's a big build out, and this again is the pandemic has changed the way we look at things, changed the way we do things, and it's certainly fallen on the side of favoring the big tech companies. Nvidia announced. Or that was Nvidia. Gilead announced that they're buying Immunomedics for $20 billion. And you say, where does all this money come from?
Absolutely.
Well, it comes from the government because the Fed has been force feeding money into the economy, and what's going to happen? What are the results of this going to be? I think is going to be a big buying spree by the companies that can go out, borrow money cheaply, and make purchases for peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
Really, now 20 billion maybe in most people's book is a little more than peanuts. But these companies, they can borrow the money. It's not costing them very much in terms of interest. And they're getting an addition to their business that's going to mean a lot to them down the road.
That kind of consolidation will be interesting going forward within the industries.
I think so. You know, every day you're seeing some company bought by another company, and typically it's a smaller company that you never heard of being bought by a giant. But here we're seeing giants being bought by giants.
There's bigger fish out there of what we're starting to see, and some of these mega cap stocks, they can buy things that normally you would have thought were unbuyable. $20 billion is a lot of money.
Well, I'm for sale for $20 billion.
Absolutely.
Maybe a lot of you out there are as well. Apple's announcing earnings tomorrow. In terms of some news going on, we expecting probably a delay in their new phone coming out. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, they're thinking tomorrow we'll see the watch, which is always a good seller for Apple, and the new iPad, but obviously the flagship is the phone, and I've heard rumors that it might be delayed till October or November.
Yeah. Anything to do with 5G?
I don't think it's the 5G. I think it's actually the Chinese supply lines. They had some problems with with the manufacturing over there. The new screen is causing some issues. It's all rumor because Apple keeps that pretty close to their vest. So, but that's the prevailing theory right now.
Teradyne, we were looking at Teradyne the other day. We own it in the portfolio, but they've got a division that makes robots. And these are robots that are designed for assembly lines. We've had so much trouble talking about supply chain and supply lines because of the flu. And you've got to distance people who were shoulder to shoulder on production lines. Well, these robots seem to be fitting in very well at routine type jobs, but where distancing is a priority, and these are the type of things you look at. This is going on, and I think even when the flu is gone, this is still going to be part of our lives.
And the world is changing at an incredibly fast pace, and this has only made it move forward faster because companies need to make money, and anything that stands in that way, they're going to find a way around. And I think that's to that point.
Yep.
If the worker gets sick, replace them with a robot.
Well, that's true, and it's liable to be even truer in the future. I don't think anything's going to stop that.
No, that's I think very much a real reality going forward.
Yeah, hate to think of where that leads, but we never concern ourselves with that. Apparently, the future will take care of itself.
That's what they say, at least. To the portfolios, at the end of this week, we have a option expiration date, which we've talked about several times before on this. That means any options that will be called on Friday, and any that will expire. So the end of this week and going into next week is a really active day for our portfolios. We'll be looking at making some new moves, maybe redeploying cash, writing some new options. So you'll still definitely be seeing some movement in the accounts going forward.
Yep, we call it payday for our clients.
Yep, it's a nice payday. We get those we get that option money, and get to make some new moves. So it's always exciting.
Well, good. Well, that's all I've got for today.
Well, fantastic. And one thing I wanted to say, with everything that's happening, and even to that point about, if a worker gets sick, give it to a robot. Well, this is helping the economy. There was news today that Amazon is hiring 100,000 workers to help with their demand. And you're kind of seeing that across the board. And one thing that Dennis and Don have always said, because I've always been worried about the displacement in technologies, and they said it takes care of itself. Horse and buggy makers, they went out of business. Well, those jobs went to automakers. So whatever changes, it will continue forward. And I think that's it.
Okay.
Well, you all have a wonderful day. Remember, at the end of the day, money matters, but most importantly, you matter. And we will see you all next week.
Have a good week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.